P58. Hey there, Internet Keith here, and welcome to the Cars with Keith YouTube channel. And this is a very exciting video. We get to introduce Helen to the garage. So this is why I've had to change my Instagram from Heidi_the_335 to Cars with Keith, because we have multiple cars now. So we're trying to align the social medias. This is a video giving you an introduction to Helen, what kind of options she has, the kind of modifications that have already been done to it, because it's used with about 16,000 miles. And we'll do some cinematics. I'll go over the sticker and the options while that all happens, so it's all kind of cohesive. It's a 2018 BMW 440i Gran Coupe. Now this was a replacement for our minivan, Chrissy the Chrysler, which was a Chrysler Pacifica, about 2017, 2018. So about the same model year, just had about 70,000 miles on it, and it was just time to trade it in. The prices are up. We were positive on the loan and everything, so we went ahead and said, hey, the kids are getting older. Let's go ahead and get something cool. So here we are. Later on bloopers, you're going to notice a different location. The first location was a total bust. Cows mooing constantly and all kinds of stuff, so go check out those bloopers. They're pretty good. Now the biggest thing that you'll notice is she is blacked out. The black paint, all the trim is black, the wheels are black. We actually have black rotors coming. It's just crazy. And the biggest thing we're going to do to the car, we're actually going to wrap her satin, a satin color flip. Not going to say much more about that, but it's going to be a lot easier to take pictures. You won't have the problem with all these reflections, which is why I love the satin finish. So the first thing I'll tell you about this car is it's very difficult to take pictures with the glossy paint and the reflections, and even in the low light right here, the car just wants to hide. So the first thing you'll notice that this is the M Sport edition. They have the M Sport bumper, aerodynamics package, accessories and that here and there throughout the car. We'll show those in the cinematics. It has the blacked out kidney grills. That was an option. I love the lights. I actually love the halos on Heidi too, so I kind of get best of both worlds. I get LCI and pre-LCI, which is just great. And for the front, really, we're not going to do much other than the wrap. We're not going to lower the car. We're not going to get a front lip or anything. This is the daily, this is the vacation commuter, this is the comfort car. We're just going to put a crazy color flip wrap on it. We have the wheels with the aggressive stance, and that's probably about all we need. So first thing you notice about the back is the dual exhaust in black. It's not the M Performance exhaust, but it sounds decent. It's not loud or anything. I mean, obviously it's stock. But I love the tips, the black theme throughout the car, the taillights. I'm not a huge fan of this. I like a little bit of contrast right here. So we might probably gonna have this changed. Come to find out, this is not a tint wrap or anything. It is actually sprayed on and clear coated. So we might wind up just selling these to somebody that might want them and then changing to maybe the GTS tails or the original LCI taillights. So let's go to my favorite part and my least favorite part. Somebody put some nice aggressive aftermarket wheels on this car. The problem is they are knockoffs. They're replicas. It's made by a company called Bjorn Ritz. They're made in China. They are supposedly flow forged on the outer rim, but I'm always worried about the lower quality replicas. I mean, this doesn't even have a model number really on the internet. It just says black gloss 20-inch wheel BMW, and that's all it says. But they look great. They even painted the wheel weight in the back. They're in pretty good shape. The rear ones have some curb rash. One thing you gotta notice here is the rotors definitely have some grooving, and I can hear a click sound in reverse and forward every now and then in this front. Some new rotors for this car, and they're black. So this aluminum hat right here will be painted all black. The outer part will be all black. The only part that you'll see is what the brake pad is wearing off of that rotor surface, so we won't be able to see this hazing and corrosion that happens on these aluminum hats right here. I think that's going to look really cool. These are not the M Sport upgrades. These are the stock brakes, but somebody went ahead beforehand and painted them red. They look really good. The tires are a Nitto NT555, which are a pretty decent tire. These are 245 30/20s. A little bit aggressive on the tread width. It does rub a little bit on the inner fender on full lock. Just a quick look at the rear, you can see the curb rash here and here. It is, like I said, the stock calipers. The M Sport upgrade, like I have on Heidi, has a 2-piston caliper here. That's kind of full, looks really nice inside the rear well. Like I said before, this will be all black, so we won't have any more of that corrosion or anything like that. The back stance looks really good with these meaty Nittos on here. I like the tire profile, I like the tire tread. It just looks really good. Like I was saying a second ago, the poke is really nice right here. They are 275 30/20s. So in the rears, if you were to lower this car, these sometimes can rub. People have issues with that. And obviously these are 20s too, so, but since we're not lowering it, the 20s are nice on the car, a little less meat on the tire, but overall the ride quality is pretty good. Here's the front poke, just right. A little too much gap right here, but that's the way it is on the BMWs. The front has a lot more gap than the rear. The gap in the rear actually kind of like for a commuter car. Somebody did smoke out the reflectors here, but this is going to get wrapped over. It does have the 360-degree cameras and the parking sensors. So a lot of people ask, why go from a minivan to a four-door Gran Coupe? Well, the biggest thing is the kids are old enough now, we really don't need it. I mean, we're going to miss the rear seat entertainment system and all that kind of stuff, but we just really don't need it anymore. And the Gran Coupe kind of has a little bit of everything that we need, with the way the trunk opens fully. So the car has that Sportback design where you have a huge rear hatch, and that's basically because the curvature of the rear of the car is a coupe style that slopes down, and when that happens is you have a really short trunk in the end, and in order to be able to get to the trunk you have to have the hatch. It also gives a lot of utility. Trunk space wise is not much more than Heidi, my 335. There's a little more height here as well, but getting things in and out and being able to put those seats down and be able to fit something with the latch up kind of tied down, there's a lot of utility in that. With Heidi, the seats you can push down, but you're still limited by the height of that window right here, trying to navigate and get things in and out of the trunk. And this is another one of my favorite parts. Automatic close. So let's talk about the reasons why I got such a good deal on the car. The car is about $4,000 less than Kelly Blue Book value. It's worth more than its trade-in value. In today's market, we would be positive on the car most likely if we took our time. This hood, quarter panel, and door have all been repainted. And there's just horrible overspray markings. I can see tape lines. We'll come in close so you can see things a little bit closer. Right here, the paint's just horrible. We're gonna wet sand this stuff down and we're gonna cover the car in a wrap. We'll deal with the paint after the fact. But with these dents and these dents, it can't be hail damage because they're not gonna hit the car sideways. We have the waviness right here on the panel. We think the windshield was broken at 1.2, just kind of telling the way the seam is, that it looks like it may have been redone. So from what we can see based off the Carfax, it doesn't show anything on the Carfax other than the ownership changing multiple times within 1 month. The original owner had the car for multiple years, then sold the car to a BMW dealership. From that point, the title changed so many hands, and something had to have happened to the car. And what I believe happened, and a lot of other people agree with me and actually kind of brought this up to me as well, is we believe it was on a transport truck and one of the straps came loose and just through the wind was just pounding all over this car, leaving the dents here, breaking the windshield, putting a dent here as it's like going back and forth, just nailing the car. Because like I said, it's not hail damage. And that's our best bet. That's a pretty common thing in transport, which is why it doesn't have an accident report or anything, no structural damage, just cosmetic. So here's a close-up of the dents. They're really hard to tell. You see one right there. You can see in the waviness up over here that something was repaired. You can just tell by the way everything changes. Over here, you can see that waviness where there were dents here, they were repaired, and that concave is just left there from the Bondo not being done correctly. It was what it looks like. Because this panel right here would be really hard to get dents out of because it's such a small piece of metal, not a whole lot to work with. And then down here, I don't know if you can tell, the waviness on that panel right there. You didn't think I'd forget to show you the icons. There they are. It's a really aggressive halo for the daytime running light. Let me go turn on the regular lights. That's what everybody sees coming at you at night. Let's turn the fog lights on. Now, fog lights isn't something that I've normally had with Heidi. The M Sport models in those years, they felt that there wasn't enough cooling for the radiators that are inside the front bumper on the M Sports, and they don't have fog lights. But these do as well. They look really good. And if you can hear behind me that direct injection sound that I absolutely hate, but if you thought I forgot, I didn't forget. B58. There you go. You can hear that direct injection ticking. I absolutely hate that sound of these cars, but it's kind of what you got to deal with the technology. So we're back at the back of the car. I want to show you what the taillights look like with them on, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to beamer code them to be on with the running lights at all times. So it's more visible and less likely for us to get pulled over. The law really isn't that it's been altered, because the new Camaros, the new Corvettes, they don't have red lenses either. They have red LEDs. So as long as they're red and they're visible from 500 feet, I believe is the law. So let's show you those. We'll give the car a start with maybe a little rev or two. Doesn't sound that great, not compared to Heidi with the straight pipes, but that's not what this car is for. I want to hit the brake lights and show you what they look like. So really in the daylight when the sun is hitting it, even with those running lights on, even when you hit the brake lights, it's not very visible. But at least we have the third brake light to make sure people know that we're braking on the car. But yeah, I think we're definitely going to be changing these. So on the inside it is the black leather. We also have WeatherTech floor mats in the front and also in the rear passenger and also in the trunk area. We have the M Sport accessories here. We also have the steel pedals, which I believe is an option. I have to go through the sticker. We have this dark, I believe it's like anthracite or something like that, the body trim with the aluminum accents, which looks really nice. We have the newer system compared to Heidi that has the Apple CarPlay and the iDrive. The dash is basically the same. A lot of the controls, everything's about the same. So this is what the camera button does. As you can see, we can see the left and right up front, so you can check for curbs or anything, traffic coming left or right. Then also if you hit this button, Heidi has this, but it's only front and rear parking sensors. This actually gives you 360-degree sensors all around and a 360-degree view camera. Obviously the front's not much because you're seeing out the front. This is giving you all around the car, which is really nice. You can change up here to the left. You can change to see the rear view camera, which you can see my tripod right there. There's a parking assistant as well, so you can do parallel parking. And you can change the parking aid lines and all obstacle marking, all this kind of cool stuff. Just lots of creature comforts in the car. And you can't forget that beautiful M Sport steering wheel. That is so worth the money for the M Sport package. So for the rear, we have the WeatherTech mats. Right here you have the climate control for the rear, which is basically the same as my 335. You can adjust the temperature about 5 degrees up or down from what the auto climate control is up front. You have a socket right there for charging. Just really nice. Does get hot in here in the summer for sure. So here's the rear hatch. You have this right here that you can move and take out. That just kind of helps hide it when the hatch is all the way down. We have the nice WeatherTech mat, which isn't completely custom to this car because you can see it doesn't meet perfectly. And then right here, this kind of bows out because it's hitting this piece right here. We have the original sticker, came with the car, which is nice to have. You can get this information online as well if you don't got it. But I'm gonna go over this as you see some cinematic views of the car. So the car was assembled in Dingolfing, Germany. Heidi was assembled in Munich. The car came into Brunswick, same port that Heidi came into as well, to BMW of Nashville. The MSRP of the car was $49,500. Options, you have the black sapphire metallic paint, which is a $550 option. The black dark leather with the oyster highlights, $1,450. So we have the essentials package and the premium package together. That is park distance control, heated front seats, navigation system, and remote services. So the M Sport package is a $2,550 option. That comes with your sport seats, your fine line anthracite wood trim, M Sport suspension, M Sport steering wheel, aerodynamic kit, shadow line exterior trim, anthracite headliner. Plus this car had a $900 option for the 19-inch double spoke 704M dark MPs. This car doesn't have those because they have the replicas on there now. The M Sport package is so worth it just for the steering wheel, the front bumper, and all the other accessories. Then it also has the executive package. It has the adaptive full LED lights, automatic high beams, side and top view cameras, parking assistant, and heads-up display. It also has active driving assistant for a $500 option. Apple CarPlay was a $300 option. The black kidney grills was a $230 option. Stainless steel pedals, $290 option. Wheel locks, which we don't have those anymore, $120 option. BMW first aid kit, don't have it, $50 option. It's never on these cars when they buy them used. The destination charge of $995. Grand total of the car is $61,535. I really hope you liked having Helen here as an addition to the garage. She will be in many of the videos on this channel as a car wash model, product reviews, alongside Heidi for photo shoots. We've got the wrap reveal. We're obviously going to beamer code the car, so we got many things that we want to do with that as well, because the car's just not dialed in, and we got to get her dialed in. Possibly changing out the rear tail lights, maybe a trunk spoiler. We're not going to lower the car. We're not going to tune the car. We're not going to put a front splitter. We want the car to be as comfortable as possible as that daily and that commuter. But she's going to look really great in the end. The wrap reveal is going to be crazy. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Which you can hear the cows mooning in the background. We have a nice audience right here. Now we'll go around the car. I'll show. Now we'll go. Oh, jeez. I think a dog or something came out of there. The cows went nuts. Protecting the herd. And here's that sun that I really wasn't wanting to come out. It's out now. You even see me in this sun? And we'll skip the sim. And we'll skip the. And we'll skip to some cinematics where I got a drone up here. It doesn't matter what I do or what I film, there's always something making constant noise. He's flying away now. So there was more contrast with these tail lights. I'm about to fall over. I got somebody driving by. Empty vacant parking lot. They've drove by like 3 times while I'm sitting here trying to film this. Maybe it's a new school in the area, maybe it's the principal coming by to give me detention or something. Look for the whole car. There's the plane again. There's another different plane. Everybody's doing flybys over this new stadium. Great winds coming in. Tropical storm Claudette's coming through in the next day or so, and a lot of this is coming ahead of it. Package and premium. This wind